Lord of Elves, a book in the Witcher series. Chapter 1. The town was in flames. The narrow street leading to the moat and the first terrace belched smoke and embers, flame devouring the densely clustered thatched houses and leaking at the castle walls. From the west, from the arbor gate, the screams and the clamor of a vicious battle and the dull blows of a battering ram smashing against the walls grew even louder. Their attackers had surrounded them unexpectedly, shattering the barricades which had been held by no more than a few soldiers and a handful of townsmen carrying halberds and some crossbowmen from the guild. Their horses, decked out in flowing black caparisons, flew over the barricades like spectres, their riders' bright, glistening blades sowing death among the fleeing defenders. Ceres fled the knight who carried her before him on the saddle abruptly spurred his horses. She heard his cry. "Hold on!" he shouted. "Hold on!" Other knights, wearing the color of Sintra, overtook them, sparing, even in full flight, with the nymph guardians. Ceres caught a glimpse of the skirmish from the corner of her eyes, the crazy swirl of blue gold and black cloaks, amid the clash of steel, the clatter of blades and shields, the neighs of horses, shouts. No, not shouts, screams. "Hold on!" Fear, with every jolt, every jerk, every leap of the horse's pain shot through her hands as she clenched the reins. Her legs contracted painfully, unable to find support. Her eyes whirled from the smoke. The arms around her suffocated her, choking her, the force pressing her ribs. All around her screams such as she had never before heard grew louder. What must one to do a man to make him scream so? Fear, overpowering, paralyzing, choking fear. Again the clash of iron, the grunts, the snort of the horses. The houses whirled around her, and suddenly she could see windows belching fire, where a moment before they would be nothing but a muddy little stream strewn with corpses and cluttered with the abundant possessions of fleeing populations. All at once, the knight at her back was racked by a strange wheezing cough. Blood spurted over their hands grasping the reins. More screams, the hour was surpassed. A fall, a shock, painful bruising against armor. Hooves pounded past her, her horse's belly, as a frame grease flashing by above her head, then another horse's belly, and flowing black comparison. Grunts of exertion, grunts of exhaustion, like a lumberjack's when chopping wood. But this isn't wood, the iron and it's iron and get iron. A shout muffled and dull, and something huge and black collapsed into the mud next to her with a splash, spurting blood. A mammoth foot quivered, thrashed, goring the earth with an enormous spur. A jerk. Some force pricked her, put her into another saddle. "Hold on!" Again, the bone-shaking speed, the mad gallop. Arms and legs desperately searching for support. The horse rears. "Hold on!" There is no spot. There is blood. The horse falls. It's impossible to jump aside, no way to break free, to escape the tight embrace of the chainmail-clad arms. There is no way to avoid the blood pouring into her head and over her shoulders. A jolt, the squelch of mud, a violent collision with the ground, horrifically still after the furious ride. The horses are roaring wheezes and squeals as it tried to regain its feet. The pounding of horseshoes, fetlocks and hooves flashing past, black caparisons and clocks shouting. The street is on fire, a roaring red wall of flame, silhouetted before it, a rider towers over the flame's roof, enormous. His black caparisons Horse prince tosses its head, myth. The rider stares down at her. Siri sees his eyes gleaming through the slit in his huge helmet framed by the bird of prey's wings. She sees the fire reflecting in the broad blade of the sword held in his lower hand. The rider looks at her. Siri is unable to move. The man's motionless arms are wrapped around her waist, hold her down. She is locked in place by something heavy and wet with blood, something which is lying across her thigh, pinning her to the ground. And she's frozen in fear, a terrible fear which turned her entrails inside out, which defends Siri to the screams of the wooden horse, the roar of the blaze, the cries of dying people, and the pounding drums. The only thing which exists, which counts, which still has any meaning, is fear. Fear embodied in the figure of a black knight wearing a helmet decorated with the feathers frozen against the wall of raging red flames. The rider spurs his horse, the wings of his helmet fluttering as a bird of prey takes to flight, launching itself to attack its helpless victim, paralyzed with fear. The bird, or maybe the knight, screeches terrifyingly, cruelly, triumphantly. A black horse, black armor, a black flowing cloak, and beyond these, flames, a sea of flames. Fear. The bird shrieks, the wings beat, feathers slap against her face. Fear. Help! Why doesn't anyone help me? Alone, weak, helpless. I can't move, can't force a sound from my constricted throat. Why does no one come to help me? I'm terrified. Eyes blaze through the slit in his huge wing helmet. The black cloak reveals everything. Siri. She woke up. She woke, numb and drenched in sweat. With her scream, the scream which had woken her, seemed hanging in the air, as if running somewhere within her, beneath her breastbone and burning against her parched throat. Her hands ached, clenched around the blanket. Her back ached. Siri, calm down.